from Tarot with Joanna, here to do another reading. Hello, hello, hello. So Gemini, in today's reading, I am going to give you one of the Denise Lynn Oracle cards. Going to do reading, and also a card from the Archangel Michael. Going to do reading and then clarify it. So we are in 2026. Can you believe it, you guys? Wow, that's crazy. All right, so Gemini, let's see. Okay, so let's get started on your reading, Gemini. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is for Gemini. One card for Gemini for their highest good. All right. Put this over here. One card from the Archangel Michael. All right. All right, so Archangel Michael says, embrace your life purpose. I am guiding you towards your divine life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you're meant to be doing. Wow. Now, this is very nice. So really try to do something that is going to really make you happy. Okay, you guys. Then you have joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. Yes, yes. Go towards the happiness. Go towards joy. Stop caring so much about everything else. Really, really just be happy, you guys. Be happy in what you're doing. Wow. All right. So let's see what's going on. Gemini, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is for Gemini. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. All right. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest. One for the current. This is for Gemini. One for the situation. One for the past or now. One for the what's hidden. One for the hopes and fears. One for the what you need to do now. What you need to work on. And the outcome. Wow, okay. For the outcome, you do have a new path that is here. The Ace of Wands. Getting ready for something new to come in. But I do feel like you hold on to something. You're holding on to something and being very defensive right now. Wow, okay. So let's see. See what's going on, Gemini. Take what resonates with you, Gemini, and leave the rest. So you start off with the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is talking about believing in yourself, being open to something new, being not being adventurous, but going in a new direction, ready for the change to come in. I feel really have patience for everything. Okay. You have the Three of Swords for the outcome. I mean, not the outcome, the situation. The Three of Swords is talking about, being in your feelings, really feeling sad, still feeling depressed. You could also be healing, but we'll see. You have the Nine of Wands here for the past or now. You're still struggling to keep going. You're having a hard time, but you push yourself forward. I do feel like it's now. I do feel like you need to really clear your energy also. There's a lot here that, if you see her, she's holding the sage, right? Sage is about clearing things, She also has it here right next to it. So you really got to clear your energy, because I feel like you're very, like you could be depressed at times, very sad. You have the Coven, the Cosmic Coven in the What's Hidden. This is about your intuition, using and trusting your intuition. Then for the hopes and fears, you do have the Devil card. And the Devil's talking about, staying in the same patterns over and over, feeling like you're stuck, feeling like you can't move forward because of something that's holding you back. You have the Queen of Swords here, Gemini, for the what you need to do now. And that's, speaking your truth, seeing clearly, having clarity about the things that have been going on in your life, standing up for yourself, standing your ground, speaking your truth about things. Interesting. Then you have the Four of Wands here for what you need to do. I'm sorry, for the what you need to work on. And that's just move forward. Okay, move forward with your life and just be happy. There's something definitely holding you back, though. Definitely. You have the Eight of Swords here, Gemini, and the Eight of Swords is, again, is asking you to really take off that blindfold, to really see things with right, to see things for the way they are. I feel like you feel like you're stuck. You're like you can't move forward. This lady, she can clearly move around these swords. Could clearly like leave. This is her rope around her is not even tight. But she doesn't. She stays in the same place because she's afraid to move forward. She's afraid to see what really is true, what she knows is true. To take off that blindfold, okay, Gemini, really try to take off that blindfold. But I do feel like eventually you are going to get on this new path because you do have the Ace of Wands for the end of the card. You also have the Four of Pentacles, but you're afraid of this change. There's some kind of change that's going to come through and you're afraid of it because you're very defensive. Like you still want more change. You just don't want it no more. Like it's like enough is enough, like it's done. But we'll see. Let's see what the cards say. All right, Gemini. So Gemini, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is going to be for Gemini. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. All righty, here we go. Card for the Page of Wands. Clarify the Page of Wands. Why is Page of Wands here? One more card. Wow, okay. So with the Page of Wands, like I said, you really need to start believing in yourself that everything will work out. I feel like you're been praying a lot, been looking at a lot of religion values and morals, maybe your religion, maybe your morals of everything that's been going on, trying to find answers, about things, about everything that has been happening in your life. Because, if you look at this card, she's been looking through books and she's trying to figure things out. It's like she just wants that peace. She just wants to have that. And then if you see these people down here on the bottom of the card, they look like they're going towards her, because she's the one that has the answers. So you could also be some kind of teacher or be guiding somebody also. But I strongly believe that you're looking for answers. I feel like you really you want this change to come in. Definitely. I feel like you need to believe in yourself, to be open to something different. To really have patience for everything, I feel like there's going to be messages coming through for you. I feel like, you're ready for something new because, you still hold on to a lot. You've been trying to do so many things to clear your mind, but it just doesn't clear your mind. It's not clear, and you're holding on to a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, a lot of anxiety. You're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, and it's like, and it's hard for you, it's like they're asking you to really to know that there is going to be something new coming in. There's going to be unexpected messages coming through also. And I feel like you're ready for this new path that you want. And I feel like it will come in because you also have the Ace of Wands down here. So you just need to have patience for everything that's going on in your life. The more it's like the more you learn, the more you find your answers, the more you go on this spiritual journey or whatever it is that you're looking for, the more you're finding out more. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what they're saying. And it's like, you've been through all this, right? You want things to change, yes, but you also need to go with the changes that are coming in also, okay? You have the Three of Swords here in the situation. And why is the Three of Swords here for Gemini? Definitely. Wow. Okay. So you have the Three of Swords here, and the Three of Swords is definitely talking about, being sad, being hurt, having been hurt. Also feel like for a lot of you guys, you could be having problems with your heart. Stuff like that, but it's more of a hurt here, like I've been hurt, there's still a lot of hurt here, and I feel like a lot of times that you hold on to it, because when the Four of Pentacles shows up, you clearly see her. She has the Four of Pentacles around her, right, but she's still holding on to it. No matter where she goes, she still takes it with her, no matter. The hurt's there. It's continuously hurting her. It's like it doesn't stop. They want you to try to leave that behind, to let go of this hurt, to let go of what what you're holding on to, that it's time to move forward, to change things, because if you continue to hold on to it, nothing will change. They're asking you to see everything that's been happening, to have gratitude for the things that you do have right now. Like, even if you've been hurt, okay, what do you still have? Be grateful for that, to see the accomplishments that you have done, to see everything that you have done in life, and not to stay in this hurt, this past, these wounds that are still hurting, this past stuff that you're holding on to, and I want you to see everything that, you have done in your life, and to go forward from that. Wow. And then you have the Nine of Wands here. And the Nine of Wands is definitely talking about, really clearing your energy, taking your energy and clearing it and moving on to something else, that even though you're tired, you're frustrated, you're still going to move forward, but it's up to you and how you're doing things. It's up to you on how you're perceiving your life. If you feel like, oh God, I'm going to hurt for the rest of my life, then that's how you're going to be, because that's what you create and that's what you put out there. So they're asking you to really try to move away from everything that you've been holding on to, because we're not in the back anymore. We're not in 2025. We're not in 2025. We're not in 2024. We're not in 2023, and so on. We're not there. We're in 2026. So now we got to move forward. And that's why they're saying, find joy, find the things that make you happy, go towards this happiness, find things, put your energy into something that you're going to enjoy instead of staying here. And they're also asking you that no matter what, you're going to keep pushing forward, push forward, and don't give up on things. Wow. You have the Cosmic Coven here. And why is the Cosmic Coven here for? What's hidden? One more card. Wow. You see? There it is. And this speaks so loud, you guys. Gemini, it speaks so loud. It's crazy, because you remember how I told you you had the Ace of Wands here? Well, you have it again here. And this is something that you're not seeing. This is a new path that you're going to have. But they want you to trust your intuition. Gemini, you see a lot, but sometimes you're blinded by a lot also, because you wallow in the past, and you need to try to leave that behind. But with the Ace of Wands here, I feel like definitely this is a new path. This is a new beginning. You're going to be very inspired. There's going to be a lot of new different things. It's like the sun is shining, to make things lighter, to make things brighter for you. And that's something that you need to know, that there is going to be a new path, to trust your intuition on things, to not stay in the past, to move away from that. Okay. You also have the Queen of Wands here, and the Queen of Wands is saying that, find your light, find the light in everything that you're doing. Don't stay in the dark. Don't stay depressed. Don't stay hurt. I know that it takes a long time to get over the hurt, in whatever it is, or the grief, or whatever it is that you're going through. It is, and it may never, ever go away. But it's up to you to live life still. It's up to you to keep going forward and not give up on things, okay? And they're asking you to stop caring so much about what other people have or what other people are saying. Stop caring about it so much. Just you do you. You do your own thing. Find your strength and your courage to keep going, no matter what, because there are definitely new things here for you, which is very nice. I feel like also too, you could be learning something. You're going to be learning something long term, and you're going to be learning as you start dealing with everything that's going on in your life, doing your own thing, being positive. Be positive. Then down here on the Devil, you have the Devil card down here in the hopes and the fears. One more card. Wow. So with the Devil card, here, I do feel like you are definitely, it's hard for you to move forward. I feel like there are times that you feel stuck, feel like it's always the same thing over and over, maybe the same patterns. I feel like you got to give yourself time on things, that it's hard to break away from a lot of old patterns. But, if you do it slowly, you can. Okay. And I feel like, if you're feeling stuck, I feel like you need to start speaking up about the truth. I feel like you need to really speak your mind about what you're thinking, because there is definitely a lot of things that are going to come to an end. You have the Ten of Swords here, and when the Ten of Swords is here, that means, there's something that has come to an end in your life. Whether it's a person, whether it's a career, whether it's just something has come to an end. The obstacles that you were going through are coming to an end. But you need to speak your mind. You need to speak your truth about things, so that you can move forward and not feel like you're stuck. They're asking you to leave these old patterns behind, to move on this new path, because there is a new path here. But it's just like you're just like not wanting to get on there. And they're asking you, look at things differently, because you have the knowledge, you have the intuition to see beyond what other people don't see, but you need to start using it. Okay. You have the Queen of Swords again up here. And why is the Queen of Swords here? For what you need to do now. Let's see. I also feel like you're going to be able to handle any decisions that come towards you also. You have the Queen of Swords. Why is the Queen of Swords here for what you need? Oh, wow. Look at that. Wow. Okay. So, you have the Tower card here and the King of Wands, and then you also have the Queen of Swords. Okay. So, I feel like, right now, I feel like you really need to start, standing up for yourself, speaking your truth about everything that's going on in your life. I feel like you need to not be afraid to be yourself and who you are. I feel like you could be also getting answers, about things, and start speaking about the truth. Speak your mind about what's going on in your life, and they're asking you to leave your emotions out of everything that you're trying to do. Like, if you're trying to do something, and you're doing it with this person that you don't like, leave those emotions out of there. It's business. Just do what you need to do. Okay. That's what they're saying. But really speak your mind on things, on the truth that you want to get out there. And with the King of Wands, I feel with the King of Wands that, things are definitely you need to start taking care of everything that is going on in your life. Like, start handling the things that need to be handled, put your ideas also out there. Like, if you want to start something, it's time to start it. Okay. Don't just sit there and let everything come in, because it's not going to come in if you continue to sit there and not do nothing. They want you to put your ideas out there, to start taking control of everything that you haven't been dealing with. It's time to do it. And also you have the Tower here. So things are going to change. There's change here. And I do feel like there is, because you are going towards a new path. But it's up to you to change these things. It's up to you to rise up from this hurt, rise up from this ending, to rise up from, being down and feeling like, no one cares, when you actually know that they do. Okay. Rising up from the patterns that you're continuously doing or feeling stuck. They want you, things are going to change. Okay. Then you also have the Four of Wands here. And why is the Four of Wands that you need to work on? Wow. That's crazy. Okay. So, 3 cards came out, so I'll just take them all. So you start off with the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is asking you to move forward. Okay. You move forward from whatever it is that's trying to keep you down. See the light in everything. Okay. You are the light, Gemini. So really see the light. Move towards the happiness. Move towards positive energy. Do things that you want that are going to make you happy. Okay. They're asking you that with the Three of Wands here. They're saying that, it seems like you could be waiting on something, and they're asking you not to be waiting. Just move forward. What are you waiting for? Why don't you want to move forward? Why don't you want to go through this change? Ask yourself, why don't I want to change things? Why do I want to live in this hurt all the time and this negativity? Ask yourself that. I feel like you could be waiting on your ships to come in, or you'll be waiting on something, to receive something. I also feel you could also be waiting on somebody to come back. Also too, with the Knight of Cups, have patience for everything. Go with the flow with everything that's going on in your life, but just have patience. Be calm about things and have patience. you know Take it one day at a time. And then the Six of Pentacles is here, and the Six of Pentacles is saying, let other people help you. Don't just sit there and when people ask you, do you want me to do this for you, or you want me to you want to go with me, don't just sit there and say, no, I'm okay being by myself, I'm okay being in this hurt. No, you tell them, okay, yeah, I'll go, or yeah, let's go do this, or yeah, okay, thank you for helping me, whatever it is, let other people help you. They're asking you. And then for the outcome with the Eight of Swords here, why is the Eight of Swords here? One more card. Wow. All right. So definitely, there's something going on within you, that you are definitely not wanting to see. Maybe there's a truth, or maybe there's just something that you don't want to deal with, but definitely there's a lot here. And I feel like you need to take off that blindfold and really see things for what they are. Okay. Because without taking off that blindfold, you won't see nothing. But if you take it off, you're going to start seeing everything that needs to be dealt with. You have a lot of worry on your mind. You're in your mind a lot constantly. You worry about this, you worried about that, you're worried about why they don't do this, why they don't do that. And they're asking you to let that go. Right now is the time to worry about you only, and how your well-being is, And like I said, it's up to you to change things. If you need to change everything that you want. And I feel because you're in your mind a lot, I feel like at times you're not seeing things clearly, the way you should be. They're asking you to really trust your intuition, to start using your intuition, to go within, to reflect, whatever it takes to get away from this not seeing clearly thing. Because you're in your mind a lot, Gemini. You want this new path. There's changes coming in, but you find it very hard to change. And I feel like you need to really try to just go with it. Just go with the change. Have patience for everything and just keep going and not give up on anything that's going on in your life. They're asking you move towards that happiness. Follow your heart. Change your energy to something that you want to do. Do for you now instead of for everybody else. Wow. All right. So Gemini, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will definitely see you next time. God bless.